everybody, and welcome back to Southeast Iowa Video Network's Community Profiles. I'm your host, Greta Clemens, and we are powered by KCTC. We do record these on Monday, so I do want to give a shout out and say Happy Veterans Day. We appreciate your service, so make sure you guys get out there and thank a veteran, even though you won't be seeing this till Thursday. But just wanted to mention that. But I'm excited because I am joined with another Main Street member and also sister of Dina, who was here last week, Rachel Rinner. So welcome.
Yes.
Rinner. I knew I was going to say that wrong.
Rinner.
Rinner. I don't know why I said it like that.
It's like winner with an R.
Yeah, she's like winner with an R, and then I still said it wrong. But yeah, so welcome to Community Profiles. We're excited to have you. So we are here to talk today about your business, which is Knee Deep Solutions. So
right.
Yeah, which is a fun name, which we'll get into. But first, I don't know if you've been on here before, at least not with me. So
nope, have not.
Let's do a quick introduction of who you are.
Okay. I'm Rachel Rinner. Used to be a graver, grew up in Wayland, and I own Knee Deep Solutions and the building that used to be Sitler's House of Lights downtown Washington.
Okay. Yeah, you used to be locaed in that cute little corner.
Yes.
Was that there?
We've actually been in a couple places in Washington.
Yeah.
When we first started, we were underneath the building. What is that? The Masonic Temple building. It's a salon now, but we were in there.
Okay.
One of the spaces for a couple years. Outgrew that, and then we had the building on the back side of the coffee corner. And so,
yes, I do remember that. I
right
remember being there.
Yeah, we were there for several years.
Very cool.
And then bought the new building and moved over.
So you're just growing.
Yes.
That's exciting. So when did Knee Deep Solutions start? When did you begin that?
So when I got out of college, I was working for the FSA here in Washington and was expecting my first child, my daughter Allie, and knew I kind of always wanted to be home with her. And so it worked out at the time for me to be home with her. And so I got home, and I'm just not very good at sitting still, and did a manure management plan for our family, and learned how to do that. And I kind of worked with the extension. Tom Miller was working in the extension office at the time, and he goes, "Hey, you're pretty good at this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I like organization and I like math, and
yeah.
I kind of like the puzzle aspect of it." And he's like, "Would you consider doing this for somebody else?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be okay." And so then pretty soon the neighbors called, and they were like, "Hey, would you do mine?" And it just kind of started from there. So that was 2006.
Okay. So 2006 is kind of when it kicked off. So is this a family trait that you guys can't sit still? Because I feel like Dina's always on the go, and we talked about that in her interview, like all the things she's been doing. So
I would say yes. Dina and I are a lot alike. I like to tell people she's my older sister. She's not. She's younger by 5 years. But she and I are really a lot alike.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever really talked to you in person, but I'm already catching. I can tell you guys are sisters, so yes. Love it. Awesome. So let's dive into what Knee Deep Solutions is. So can you go into a little bit more about what you're doing for people and what it is?
So we're an ag consulting business,
okay.
And we work directly with animal farmers, livestock farmers who have any kind of DNR confinement, compliance issues or requirements.
Okay.
So anybody that has a larger size hog building or two, or cattle buildings or turkey buildings, we work with them. We do the DNR compliance, so we make sure that they get all their fields and everything lined up for manure application ahead of time. We also do, if they're going to build a building, they have to have separation distances from certain things, and so we work on that as well.
Okay. So all the
compliance.
We're
kind of a layer between the DNR and the farmer.
Okay. So that's very cool. So that's a helpful service that you're able to offer.
Yes.
Awesome. So it's just you. That's where I know you've grown a lot. So I'm going to assume it's not just you in there.
No, it's not just me. Nope. So we're actually 4 full-time people plus me.
Okay.
And then a couple part-time. Right now, because we just added another person. We have Taylor Kibbe. She's awesome. She's the office manager, and that girl can take on problems, and nothing phases her. She's amazing, and she probably knows how to do anything you ask her to. She's an encyclopedia.
I do feel I know
knowledge.
Taylor. I feel like she does. She's good at everything.
Yes.
Doesn't she have a bakery and?
Yes, she has a bakery too.
Yeah.
Oh,
she
best
does
sourdough ever.
Lucky, you probably get treats all the time.
I know. I tease her. I'm like, man, if I'm going to get in shape, you can't work here.
You're fired.
So she works for me. Hunter Locke works for me. She's from Packwood, and her family does show cows. And she came back to work for me after she got done at Oklahoma State. She's a livestock judge by trade, and she is so good with farmers. She's so good with them. Hillary works for me, Hillary Hildebrand, excuse me. And she is from Columbus Junction. and she's our administrative assistant, and that girl gets so much stuff organized. She's always got us
Love
organized.
that. Yeah.
Yes. And then we actually just hired Ryan Fries from here in Washington. He just got done at Iowa, and he's going to start working he started working for us last week.
Very cool.
So
you are growing.
Yes, yes.
Very cool. So you have moved a couple times, and now you're in a bigger building.
We are.
So what can you tell me about that? Where's that located?
Okay, so my office is actually the Sitler's House of Lights, the room when you would drive past to go to Fairway and all the chandeliers were hanging there. That's us.
That's right. Okay.
So at the time, I owned the building right behind the coffee corner, and we were kind of outgrowing it. We had a couple offices, but we needed a third full-time person, and it was just the file storage, and we needed more space. So we sold that, and I actually bought the entire building. So all of the Sitler Electric building and the one downtown, not the Kirkwood building, but the one downtown. And I was working out at the Y on the square, and I knew a couple of guys were looking to start their own gym as the Y moved out of town to the north side. And so we actually did their space first. And so the gym guys rented part of the warehouse from me. They rented like 5,000 square feet to start with.
Okay.
And so they did their space first. They demoed it, and we added bathrooms, and they made that beautiful. They moved in, and then we did my office, and then I moved over there. And then Sitler's sold their business to 3E.
Yeah.
So then they kept part of the warehouse space and their storefront space. And then the section that used to be the Sitler sales offices, I turned into what I call Sitler Suites because I wanted to keep the name.
Yeah.
And the idea is when I first started my business, I worked from my kitchen table. And it was great, and it was awful all at the same time because, anytime a guy would come over and want to work on his plant, you have to do your dishes. You can't have laundry sitting there. You got to pick up the kids'
That's
toys.
my office, too.
Yeah, it was also my office.
Right.
And so I just realized that, if a space like this was available to me when I started, how much of a difference it would have made because I would work all the time because I was always at home, but then I would have to do the home stuff before I could go to work, even if I needed to. So I redid the offices there, and there's 5 offices and a conference room. And so I have
that's nice.
I have it so that you can rent it by the office. Everything's included, water, trash, heat, even Wi-Fi is included. And then you get to share the conference room with the other people that work there. So you can have your own space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just thought, that would have been really helpful for me when I was starting out, or for somebody who's just working on their own or teleworking, and you just need some separation.
Yeah.
Also a very professional space so that if you do have clients coming in and out, you're not working at your kitchen table.
Your kitchen table with dishes and toys. Yeah. Well, that's super cool. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit before I ask some questions about the suites. But for Knee Deep Solutions, that's a cute name. How did you get the name Knee Deep Solutions?
I don't even know. I got to the point that I had to create an LLC. I was going to hire somebody, and needed an LLC. And I don't know. I just thought about it over a weekend, and just kind of came up with it because what we do is very compliance driven, very serious. And so you got to have some fun with it where you can.
Yeah, I love that.
We do that. So the Knee Deep is kind of funny. We do make manure joke shirts for our guys every single year.
I've seen like your Facebook and stuff, and I didn't realize it had, Knee Deep kind of makes it sound like manure, but I didn't realize it was manure too that you were kind of dealing with.
Yeah, so we make jokes about it. Like we make shirts for our guys, and they always have jokes on them and that kind of stuff too. So we try to have some fun.
Yeah, like you're the shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if I can cuss on here, but I just did. So. Love that. Okay, so make it fun with compliance, because I know I wouldn't want to do anything with compliance.
Right.
So that's helpful that you're there. Yeah.
Try to really connect with the farmers when they come in, because we've worked for them for a long time, and we want their farm to grow. We want their family to, be able to keep on doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And mostly for me, one of the main reasons that I love it is we get to work in some communities or counties where people may not appreciate farming as much.
Yeah.
And so we really get to help back the farmers and allow them to keep growing their farms.
So where do you all have farmers from?
So we can go anywhere in Iowa.
Okay.
We're we've kind of mostly southeast Iowa. We do have a couple of, we have some in Waterloo.
Oh, okay.
We have one over by the Nebraska border.
Oh, cool.
And we've got, quite a few over by Oskaloosa, New Sharon, that direction, and all the way down to the Missouri line, down by Donaldson. And
so do you travel to those places and meet with them? And
we do. Some guys come in to see us. Some guys we do it over the phone and use electronic communication, and some guys we go see them. It kind of just whatever works for them.
Gotcha.
It's always best when we can see them.
Yeah.
But, sometimes we see them like every other year or, it's just depends, whatever they need us to do.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And are you taking new clients on, new farmers on? I don't know what you call them. Always. Okay.
Always. Yep.
I don't know if a lot of farmers watch our show, but if you are, somebody a farmer and needs some assistance, how can they reach you? What's the best way of contact?
Best way to contact us would just be to call our office directly and talk to Hillary. She'll answer the phone and we'll get you lined up so you can talk to one of us.
Perfect. And do you have a website? You have I know you have Facebook.
KneeDeepSolutions.net.
Okay. So you can check out their Facebook or their website. And then I know you have Facebook because I've seen that, but you can check them out there. Let's take a quick break and we come back. We're going to chat a little bit more about the sweet side of the Sitler suites of Knee Deep Solutions. And we'll be right back.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Come visit us at Purposefully You Boutique and Home. Feel amazing in our comfy casual clothing styles with new inventory arriving weekly. Explore our unique home decor and delightful candle scents. We're conveniently located just 1 block north of the downtown square.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Celebrate the season at the Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights. With over 180 dazzling light displays, it's the perfect holiday tradition for families, friends, and loved ones. Experience the magic from the comfort of your car, and on select nights, bring the kids to meet Santa himself. Don't miss this enchanting event that brings holiday spirit to life. For directions, dates, times, and ticket info, head to oldthreshers.com. The Mount Pleasant Festival of Lights, where holiday magic comes to life.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Welcome back to Southeast Iowa Video Network's Community Profiles. I have been chatting with Rachel Rinner about Knee Deep Solutions, and I would like to dive in a little bit more. This is a new world for me, farm and agriculture and things. So I kind of want to understand more about what she does and what goes on in your day-to-day. So let's just jump right into that so we can teach our other listeners as well as what you do every day.
Okay. So anybody that has a hog building that's above 1,250 head has a manure management plan, which they update annually with the DNR.
Okay.
Keep it on file. And so what it is basically to just show that you're putting on the nutrients that are in the manure at the correct rate. Okay. Trying to prevent pollution, trying to prevent over application.
Okay.
And so what we do is we collect data from the crop farmers. Sometimes it's the same guy that has the hog building. Sometimes it's their neighbor. So we collect data from the crop farmers. We look at their soil tests. We look at their farming practices. We look at their conservation practices. We look at all that stuff. And basically it boils down to a pass-fail on a number system. And as long as the ground passes, then you can put manure on it. Then once it gets that number and that determination, we put it in the manure management plan. And then on that side, we're looking at what does your ground actually yield? What's your actual numbers look like? What kind of nutrients are in the manure? How much manure are you making? You know, what's the county average look like for yields? And look at all those numbers, and we come up with a rate for application that is the correct rate for your crop.
Gotcha. Now, does that change depending? Does the rate change on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we look at manure analysis a lot of times from the actual barns, and that depends on, you know, what they're feeding, what kind of animals they've had in there, if they kept them in longer when they were, you know, bigger pigs, if they just had smaller pigs for a while. And then, so it just depends.
Okay.
Yeah, it changes.
So this rating system, is that something like that's like Iowa law, or
Yes.
did you make it up? Or
No, the rating system, they call it the P-index.
Okay.
And it's something that the NRCS actually came up with. And
Okay.
so it's like a natural resource. Like they have that system through the NRCS office. And so technically that system writes the program and the DNR just kind of enforces how we use it.
okay.
So
So is there ever a time someone can't spread manure? I don't know the right terminology. She's like, she has no idea what she's talking about.
yes, yep. There can be times if they're, not doing conservation and there's like a lot of erosion going on in the field, or if it's a very, very steep field and say the creek is like right at the bottom of it, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
A lot of tillage,
Gotcha.
a lot of tillage will do that to that number as well. I would say for the most part, especially around here, Washington County, they're so good at minimizing tillage or using no-till, and there's a lot of conservation practices, a lot of buffer strips and waterways and terraces that Washington County especially, the farmers are very conservation-minded, and so most of the time it works.
So it helps with like pollution of,
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, they're
I
trying
know
to keep
people get
phosphorus
concerned
from
about that.
moving out of
Okay.
the field and into the waters.
And that's what you help with, and that's
Yes.
Washington County's got it down.
Yes.
So don't have to worry. Rachel will get you covered. So
Yeah.
cool. Is there anything else you do in the day-to-day?
We do DNR inspections as
Okay.
well. So
Okay.
if a farmer's going to get inspected by the DNR, we help make sure the records are matched up with the DNR plan or the manure management plan. We pull out the old manure management plan so they have that with them, and just kind of coach them on what kind of things the DNR is going to be looking for to make sure that they're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite part? What's your favorite thing you do every day?
Well, I don't do it every day right now. The economics and stuff has kind of shifted, but my favorite thing is to help farmers when they're ready to put up a new barn.
Okay.
There's some additional regulations in other counties that are tougher, and it's kind of like a giant logic puzzle. And so I like the challenge of that.
Yeah.
And I really like to be able to help the farmers grow their farms. And sometimes it takes kind of just a little thinking
Yeah.
to make it work.
Some logical thinking.
It does,
and
yeah.
puzzle piecing and
Yes.
fun.
I can blame my mom. She made me do logic puzzles when we were kids.
like that. It's not so fun to
She
me.
didn't make me.
Yeah.
She did logic puzzles and we would steal her
You do
book.
them?
Yeah,
well, that's
so-
good. It taught you well. Look at you
did.
now. What's the most, I would say, I don't know, challenging or part of your job, would you say?
I would say trying to make sure when people they want to add a field to a plan quickly.
Okay.
Just to make sure that
working
we can,
quick.
to be able to make sure that we can work quick because we do have a full workload on a regular basis.
Yeah. How many farmers or lands do you guys have as a company? Do you have a lot, like a lot, or is it more of a smaller?
I would say medium size.
Medium size? Okay. Very cool. And then on top of everything with Knee Deep Solutions, you guys you have the suites that you've mentioned about before. So let's dive into that unless I'm missing anything else you want to talk about with.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. With the suites, so you have 4 total suites, but you have 3 open. Is
I
that
have
correct? Or 5
5
suites.
total and 3 are open.
3
yes.
are open. So
Yes.
you guys are in. Are you guys considered
next-
one?
nope, we're next door.
You're next door. Okay.
Yep.
And then
The suites
Leah-
are their own space. They have their own entrance. They have their own
Oh.
reception area.
Oh,
little
okay. I don't
kitchenette,
think I realized that.
bathroom. Yeah. It's
Okay.
its own space.
Very cool.
And so the offices are just individual offices. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I've seen pictures and they
were
just look
kind of-
so nice.
it was
Did you
interest-
do the renovations and have the whole outline and plan and
I did the design.
Design, yeah.
Matt Wood did the renovations for me. And
you didn't make Dina come in there and knock walls down and
no.
she was busy doing her own.
No. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the design for them. I wanted to keep them very calm. I wanted you to
Yeah.
feel calm when you come in.
That's nice.
I kept some of the industrial kind of feel to it. We have
Oh,
like
okay.
a giant old safe that came with the building and
Yeah.
some old industrial type stuff, but also some fun. So the carpet is, it's a navy blue, but it kind of has a little bit of striping in it. So it's just like,
Yeah.
it's a little bit fun. I want to kind of, very professional, but like not stuffy.
Yeah. I love that. I feel like that's your motto with the Knee Deep Solution name and the
Right.
and the suites and
Yeah, it's kind of been fun. I feel
Yeah.
like, I've gotten to remodel several spaces, and I always you got to work with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You come in, and so like with my Knee Deep office, we have a cement floor. It has a basement, and even the main floor is cement, and it was kind of like we pulled up carpet. And it was kind of like, so we, had to get somebody in there, and they polished off the glue, and it was like, people think it's wonderful, and I'm like, well, it's what we had, we worked with what we had, and we even have floor drains in there. It's kind of a neat,
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat
industrial
old space.
type vibe.
Yeah,
and
so you just work with what you got, and like with the suites, when we opened it up, they had a false ceiling in there, and when we opened it up, the ceilings are 13 feet tall in that. Space. I mean, they go all the way up to the top. So these offices, they have these beautiful, huge ceilings up there. So I was like, hey, let's figure out how we can make this show, because we can't cover those up again.
No, we got to open it up. That's cool. I would never have guessed it was that tall.
Yeah.
So.
Some of the 4 suites on the end they have very, very high ceilings. Awesome. The center section was interesting. It had a chimney in the middle for smoking. Like an exhaust fan.
That is wild.
They had smoked in there for so long. Yeah,
that's crazy. We were talking about the hospital the other day. There was a room for smoking, like way back in the day, way back. Yeah. But I don't know if we had an exhaust fan, so who knows what they're hotboxing in there. But
they had an exhaust fan for that.
That's so cool about downtown Washington. There's always so much cool, unique, historic things that I feel like everybody finds in their buildings, and then they utilize it. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have 3 open. And you're looking for people to rent those?
Yep. So anybody that works from home and doesn't want to work from home anymore, or has a small business but needs a space to separate it, or if you have clients coming in and you want to have a very professional space where you can entertain clients, or even if you telework for a company and you're like, hey, I just need some separation. Like the idea is that,
Do you do like a month by month, or like a 6 month, a year? Or how does your rent? Or does it just kind of go?
It just kind of depends on the person.
Sure. Yeah. So if you're interested, you need a space, you can reach out to Rachel with Knee Deep Solutions. I'm guessing the same way you can.
Yes.
If farmers or anyone that way can contact, and you can check it out. Are you available for people just to take a look at them? And
yes.
Okay.
Yep. We do have it listed, so that.
Okay.
So you can contact us, or you can contact Elliott Realty.
Okay, and you can see it there too.
So they can show it too.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I know it's a really beautiful space. I've seen pictures. I haven't seen it in person, but it looks.
Come by anytime.
I need to come by and get a tour and see it, and see the old exhaust fan or chimney.
It's not there anymore.
Oh, you took it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's gone. We had to take that out along with some brown drywall.
Get the brown out.
We did.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a really nice and updated space, and we love updating Washington and keeping Main Street historic, but current and cool and fun.
Yes.
Which sounds like something you did a lot of. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. Is there anything else we're missing? Anything else you want to add?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Awesome. Well, again, if you guys are interested in having Rachel and Knee Deep Solutions help you, you can contact her on the Facebook, on their website. They have contact information. Or if you are looking for a suite or conference room that comes with the suites, you can contact Rachel to get that set up, or get a tour, or start renting. So awesome. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I knew it had something to do with agriculture, but now I really know. So make sure you guys check her out. But otherwise, we will see you guys next week.